check out our little customers sometimes. Let's say you're down at the grocery store and your name is Bob and you happen to be a truck driver, okay? And you're very excited about the products because you've lost 50 kilos and you're wearing your button and you're very proud about the product and you are out there and you are shopping and here comes Mary. She's waddling down the aisle and she's 100 kilos overweight and she says to Bob, she goes, Bob, she says, could you tell me about the button, how to lose weight? And he goes, oh yeah. He says, this stuff's unbelievable. You're not even gonna believe it. And she goes, okay, I'll do it. She's very excited, okay? And now little Sally, she comes home and she's so proud and she's all excited about her little box. And she puts it on the counter like this. And she has her little bottles and they're all set up and it's all neat and everything. She's got her orange juice over here to make it. And she's very excited. And then all of a sudden, her big, fat, negative husband walks in the door. And he opens up the door like this. And he's got his big, fat belly with his t-shirt with grease all over it because he's an auto mechanic. And he walks over to the refrigerator and he opens up the door and he grabs a beer. And he drinks it down and then he looks over and he goes, hey, what's that? And she goes, it's a new diet I'm gonna go on, honey. He says, what? A new diet? I can't believe it. He says, where did you buy this from? She says, you're not even gonna believe it. I met this man down at the grocery store who was a truck driver who was wearing a lose weight now, ask me how button. He says, I can't believe it. He says, you've done some pretty stupid things before. He says, how much did that cost? She says, oh, about $200. What? $200? He says, I can't believe you spent all my beer money. He says, this is just unbelievable. Okay? And just about then, the two little fat children walk into the room. And they go, what's wrong, Daddy? And they go, Mommy's going on a new diet. And they go, no, Mommy, no. Every time you use a new diet, you get real mad and irritable. Please, Mommy, don't use the diet. Just about then, the telephone rings. Ring, ring. And it says, how you doing, Mary? She goes, oh, terrible. She says, my big, fat, negative husband is yelling at me about using the product. It's just terrible. And she says, not only that, my little fat children are yelling at me too. She says, it's just terrible. And then the Herbalife person says, now listen, Mary, get a grip. He says, I don't care what your big, fat, negative husband says or what your little fat, chubette children say. I want you to get back in that kitchen and drink those shakes twice a day and take those tablets 3 times a day. About 2 months later, Sally is shrinking and shrinking, and her big fat husband keeps coming home every night. And after 2 months, he looks at her and he goes, ooh, oh, looking very nice, wife, yeah. And then he starts drinking the product, okay, and he starts shrinking. And then pretty soon they feel very confident and very lovely. And they hold hands and they take their little stroll down the street on the Sunday. And all the neighbors are seen. And all the neighbors want to get onto the product. And pretty soon they're getting onto the supervisor position and the world team position. And they come back to the office and they're working their way up to the GET team and the millionaire team. And finally they're president's team members. So we have two unbelievable things. So we have two unbelievable things going. We have the magic of the product, and we have the magic of you calling the customer constantly and giving them the courage and the confidence to keep going, to make it.